Right, welcome back, brothers. I've now got my tripod holding camera. You might know him as Callum. He's come up to help me so I can show you the articulation. I'm not going to go all shown long and get a true tight body out and say it moves ear, head, shoulders, knees and toes, eyes and ears, mouth and nose, head, shoulders, knees and toes. I'm not going to do any of that. What you laughing at? But I think on a figure like this, it is crucial that I show you what the figure does. And obviously I'm going to be careful as fuck because, like I said, I don't want Uncle Wyman fucking kicking my ass. So firstly, what I'm going to do is, underneath here there's a little switch I showed you earlier. Let me click that on. Fucking click on your son of a bitch. It's rating 1 at grooves. So it's a bastard to get on. Here we go. And you see now, you can see his lights are on, and you can also hear him whirring away because his fan's working on his back as well. So, is it getting that? You see his fan spinning, turning round. His lights are on, and if I switch that, his face lights are now on. So that's a nice touch. We'll say as well, when you move his body, obviously you can see his lights better or worse. He has got articulation, sort of the upper part of his body will rock like that. So for sake of turning fan off, we'll switch this bitch off. We'll turn that off and we'll turn his head off. Right, so starting at top, I'm going to go through pretty quick. The head and the neck is all one piece and it's on a ball joint, so it will rotate and move really nicely. Are you in close to where I am? You need to, that's it, keep camera somewhere there, but keep it in shot. Right, look, his head moves really nice. Again, it gives the appearance of steel, but it isn't, it's plastic. And like I said earlier, it looks like it weighs a ton, but it doesn't. It's pretty light for its size, a lot lighter than Hulk, but it's got quite a brittle feel to it, so be very careful. These fins, his collarbones, sort of move up and down. Showing right back. He's sort of got main joints, so his shoulders and his elbows and his neck and everything, but then the other plates and everything move with him. So like if you were to pull that arm back, that would move, and they all turn on ball joints. Like I showed before, his upper body will go. You see he's sort of on a cylinder drum which houses the batteries, and then he tilts and moves. And as you can see, the piston's there and there. When you tilt him, that piston opens and that one closes, and then he'll rock back as well. Moving on to the arms. You've got the ratchet effect in some joints, so if you're going up with his arms, and then like that, once that gets up so high, it will move his collarbone out of the way. Same when you bend his arm, this will like separate, watch. So it gives good articulation. You see how the pistons are working inside his arm? Really nice. That's same obviously on both arms. These pistons here, when he's fucking hell. The only weird thing to tell you here is, wherever you grab, you always seem to be holding something quite flimsy, so be really careful with it. It's got rotation in the waist, as you can see. And again, look, the springs in there, you see that? They'll stretch and move as he rotates. Really nice. These two, so I'll put his arms up a touch. These two they look like hubcaps to me. You can sort of push them right round back, so they'd be like his arse cheeks, or put him on his hips. He's got ball joints inside these two sections, so he'll move. Sounds like I'm breaking his leg, doesn't it? Like I said, some joints creak or sort of crack, they've got that crackle to them, but it does feel quite sturdy. There's rotations sort of inside the thigh, like that. The knee bends, obviously that cracks. The foot sort of is on a ball joint but with a piston, so it will rock everywhere. And I will say, this is one of the things that hinders him standing up. See, everything works in his foot, the pistons, the springs. If you look on bottom of his foot, he's got a funny tread, and he never seems to be sturdy, which is the downfall of this figure. But I will say, it does look awesome. But like I say, I would never let him go at that, because I know he's not balanced. He never seems to be balanced. He's very, very top heavy. And what doesn't help that is there's 3 AAA batteries inside his body, so the weight is always trying to fall somewhere. Like I say. Just one last piece of articulation is his fist. His fist is split into sort of 2 fingers, and there's, if you look at top, there's joint, 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 same on the other finger, and then 2 on the thumb. His thumb is sort of on a ball joint, so you can rotate it, put it like that, make a fist. So articulation in his hand. His glove does swivel, and it turns there as well. So really good articulation for a robotic figure, because I think they pretty much made that like the real figure would be made. So yeah, just give him one wide shot. So that's Atom Fire, and we'll cut out and we'll move on to Ambush. Right, rolling on to Ambush, and as you can see, he's a lot sturdier. So his weight distribution's a lot more even. So I would think even if you put him out, his feet are big enough to hold him. So that is a notable improvement over Atom. But all in all, he's nowhere near as articulated, and I don't know, he doesn't look as natural, I would think. So get the camera nice and high. Like I said, firstly, his mouth opens and closes, so that's articulation there. His head is restricted because it sits on sort of a ball joint, but there's 4 pistons sort of where his neck muscle would be. It moves pretty nice, but it's not amazing. What I will say is, when you do move his head, this rubber hose that goes down his back, you see that?
Yeah.
Don't fucking over-egg your roll. Just oh do, not yeah. Like you want to start some shit. So, you see this piping in here, that all moves. These bits are sort of brittle, so be very careful with them. Moving him back round to the front. Next big joints is shoulders. His shoulders move really nice, although the plating up here on his shoulders do restrict the height it will go to. But these do feel a lot smoother, and they swing a lot better than Atom's do. Like I said. As you move it, you see the big piston in front. Moves. The one at the back goes in and out. Really good. So, movement there. This movement. Right, this is what I want to say. His forearm is made up of 4 pistons around a main sort of prop. When you can turn that and look, see how the pistons twist?
Yeah.
They'll move like that, which looks really good, and they open and close as they do it. Now, if you don't want to do that, underneath there's another joint, so the fucking that's stiff as a bitch. Just the glove will turn. The glove isn't made up of any movable parts other than the thumb will open and close. Got really heavy, sturdier fist, this one. Like I say, he's a knocker outer. He's not a stinger and a boxer. Got the ab crunch. See how he moves, and all his joints in there, sort of concertina when you move him around. Again, really good. There's no rotation through the waist on this one, other than you could sort of turn the abs limited amount. But like I said, they'll sit back there. Now these 2 bits here move to help the leg articulation, but it doesn't really. And I will say this one is stiff as a bastard. So his legs will go. That's fucking nearly full power, that, just to get it to move. That's full up, which is nowhere really. Full back, which again, that's all it'll move. Bring it back central. It'll go out to that width, and there ain't no sort of ball joint movement in there, and no sort of rotation. So his legs are pretty much what it is. Suppose that's what helps him. See his toes. Suppose this is what helps him with the being able to stand up, but it doesn't help with his posability. So again, that's ambush. We'll move on to probably my favourite one to pose, which is Midas. Right, like I said, onto Midas. And this one just looks more natural. It holds a pose better. It'll stand up on his own. Got nice big wide feet. So looking good. So first we'll get him down. Moves a lot smoother, this one. I don't know if this is the one that Wyman's had for quite a while and he has moved it himself, but ambush is really, really stiff. This one's not too much. This is really nice, smooth, fluid. Only one place that it's sort of stiff. I'll show you that in a minute. So we'll start off on his head. It's pretty much limited. This is the main place it's limited, on his head. There's no movement on the blades that come down outside of his jaw. His head will go sort of to there and to there. You see the pistons open and close. Then his arms. Now, this is a weird one. There's a ball joint inside there, which sort of will rise right up like that, drop right down. But on top of that, it's got sort of this semicircle of plastic. Now that, you've got to hold that and listen for this noise. Fuck off, you. That pretty much sounds like it's breaking, but it's not. Show you this one, it's a little bit smoother. Look, can you see? That's pretty stiff there. But the good thing is, it holds a pose. So it goes up and down, up, that moves. The arm will go forward and back. There's rotation at the upper arm. You can pretty much he's stroking his robot cock. It's beautiful, Midas. I wonder if his fucking jizz is gold. So, yeah, looking on his back, as you push his arms up, it opens these runners, and that runner, that all moves. Look, that is sexy. He's on a ball joint inside his abdomen, so he will roll, move. Look at that. For a robotic figure, that is sweet. This moves back and forth, so you don't trap these pipes, which look good. So the way, because I like this, look, you can sort of get him coming across or going across that way with his arm, then he'll swivel back. Beautiful. Like I said, this one just feels better than other two. The gloves do open, like they do rock as well. They're on a ball joint. Thumb moves, so get his hands open, and then limited articulation through the hip. So you sort of, that's your in and out, and then you've got forward and back, moving down the leg, we'll bend to there. The shin looks like it moves, but it doesn't, so that's all you're getting. Then the foot, his toe will go up and down, and then you can put that flap up, so if he's like that, see what I mean? So yeah, really good. Like I said, you can get him in natural stances, and he does look, he looks the mutt's nuts. So really good articulation on all of them for robotic figures, but the way I'm going to score it is like this. This is the bet. I'm not going to give none a 5, because a 5 would be a true type, which will do anything. Cross its arms, put its hands over its shoulders and everything. So I'm not going to give it a 5, but I'm going to take into account that they are robots. So, sorry about that little cut. Me, I didn't have no space left on my memory card. So I'll just try and link up what I was saying. Basically scoring them up on the articulation. And I will just say, like I said before, only a true type would get a 5 out of 5. So obviously I can't give that to this, but I've took into account that they are robot figures. So I've gone like this. I'll give Atom a 4. I'll give this a 4, although this is better. No. What I would say is, this and Atom are both as articulated as each other, but this is better balanced than Atom is. But I can't take that away from his articulation. And then ambush is a long way behind, so I've given him a 2 out of 5. So I hope that explains it. We'll move on to the next category.